Hey guys, so y'all gotta start thinking about nature, man, because the way we've chosen to live is extremely destructive, like extremely bad. Okay, we are really fucking up the whole planet here on like beyond what we're doing to each other and ourselves and this and that. Like we're destroying whole forests for shit that we don't need. Okay, there's plenty of different ways to build houses. Ancient civilizations are proof to this. You go to Egypt, you go to various ancient sites around the world, they build with stone. Stone is here. It does not have nerves. It doesn't feel things when you kill it. We aren't reliant of it to breathe. It doesn't trees give a habitat to other forms of life. They help bring seeds. They help plant more forests, okay? Like this whole deforestation thing, it's not just like, oh, it's kind of bad. Like no, it's part of their agenda to kill humanity and life and love. And they're being very successful at it. The sad part about it is they're not forcing anybody to do all this. We the consumers are choosing to consume these products that go about the perpetuation and destruction of other living things. Okay, so we've been doing this for a while. All right, when is that going to come back on us? Okay, karma is very fucking real. All right, and there are plenty of alternatives to building. As I said, stone. You can use hemp. There's even straw building houses that you can do. There's so many different ways for us to live and to perpetuate life and jobs that we can do and things that are good for the environment and good for humanity and good for everything. And yet we're choosing to focus on corporate taxes, corporate fucking jobs, corporate ways of doing things, cheap ways of doing things, convenient ways of doing things, complacent ways of doing things, what everybody else does, and nobody wants to do the homework. I mean, it's all by design, okay? But we're buying into it. We're taking that bait, that fucking rotten apple, that rotten fruit, that fucking easy pie, and we're biting the shit out of it. And I'm no, I've had my share too. So I'm not saying this from somebody who is away from that. I'm saying this as somebody who's in it and knows it very well, and is also trying to tell the rest of humanity, like, yo, we need to change our ways. Like if life here is to continue on in a good way, in a humanitarian way, in a loving way, we have got to start working and living and being more in line with love, okay? And it starts with the way that we choose to act. It starts with the ways what our actions perpetuate. So like these jobs, if your job is supporting something that's perpetuating destruction of something that doesn't need to be destroyed, that's not good, okay? But the common man like myself, we don't really have a choice because we have to make a living. So that's why it's really up to you celebrities or you people with money and influence and power to take a stand and sacrifice perhaps some of your fucking resources for the greater good of all, for the greater good of your children if you have children, or just children in general, or for the trees or for the bees or for the soil, for the plants, for pick whatever it is, like the ocean. So many things need help right now, okay? If you need people with an abundance do have more of an ability to help out. Is what it fucking is, man. If I had more, I would be giving more. Every time I've had a little bit, I always share, always. That's just who I am. That just feels like the right thing for me to fucking do. But right now we're living in a time in humanity when everybody's just wants to, like, it seems like everybody just wants to build up their own fucking nest egg and give the finger to everybody else. Is kind of the consensus I'm getting. Like nobody's talking about pollution, nobody's talking about hemp, nobody's really coming up with ideas to really help solve the problem, get to the root core issue of the problem with child trafficking, with starvation, with pollution, with all these things. Even though the hemp plant and my idea to help build a place to give these refugees sanctuary, because that's where all these child trafficking victims come from, is war-torn countries and refugees. So there's kids walking around with parents and they get snapped up by kidnappers and taken and put into these underground fucking dungeons. But if we had groups of men and women, if women want to join, going over to these war-torn countries and areas and places like Africa and and helping give these people a new way of living, help them develop ways to defend themselves, help give them ways to grow their own food and also do so. And if they want to come over to America, they can come over here in America and be a part of the sanctuary, because we're gonna have to start here in America first, get shit going here first, learn how to do what we gotta fucking do, and then we can go over there with the skills that we've learned and help them. But I mean, it's that simple. It really is. But it takes commitment, and it takes people working together with whatever they have to offer. Some of us have ideas, some of us have money, some of us have hands, some of us are just here to help out. I mean, we all got something to offer, okay? And not one person has everything. Just like I don't have all the money, just like people with money don't have all the answers. So we have to learn to work together and get over our egos and our petty little judgments that get in the way of the good thing for all. There's really no other way of going about doing this, man. Like the hemp is what is here for us. It's in Genesis 9:3. Even in the green herbs have I given you all things. There's no other plant that does what hemp can fucking do. And the fact that people still are not talking about it tells nature, tells God, tells life, tells love that you guys really don't care about solving the problem. That you guys would rather continue perpetuating this fucking capitalistic society that's pillaging and exploiting, manipulating the fuck out of everything that they can to get a profit for themselves. While knowing so, they're perpetuating our own death and demise. But we're the ones buying into it. This is why blaming them is not going to fucking change anything. We need to take accountability for ourselves. And I don't like doing this, but a lot of you older generations, like my parents, y'all have more responsibility for this than my generation does, because you guys have been around. You've known about these corporations. You've known about the evil. You've known about the pollution. You've known about all this shit, the children dying in Africa for decades. And yet here we are. Y'all have bought into these corporations. You perpetuated the fuck out of these corporations. You've chosen not to. I mean, so many people know about cannabis and hemp, but it's like, how deep did you really go into it? Okay, there's more there to be learned. But instead, people want to just lose themselves in books and fantasies and novels and fucking love and fucking and drugs and cars and all these other bullshit things, instead of really trying to figure out a good way to acquire good things, but in a way that doesn't totally fuck up everything else. So it's like, we have everything that's coming to us we deserve. Like, and the only way out is to change our ways completely, to flip the script on this fucking satanic society and start living in accordance with love. It's the only way to fucking do it, okay? So it's like, this is part of why I'm so sad, is because I don't see people like catching that message. Like, they think it's okay to keep living this type of way, and it's like, no, it's not okay. Like, this has been designed to fuck us up, and we are fucked up. We are fucking things up. We have become fuck ups. It is what it is, bro. So it's like, you know, I mean, I'm kind of at a loss here, man. I'd like to continue on. I really do. Like, I desire to want to work on this, but it's like, I feel like there's something else needs to happen in order for me to do so. And until then, maybe it's me going off into the woods again. I don't know. It could just be a fucking call from somebody who's interested and wants to support me. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm at a loss here. And if I don't see, it's like, if it's not just me, it's nature. Like, the more people choose to speak about these things that are good for everything, the better off we all are. But the fact that most people, if not practically everybody I see online, is choosing not to speak about things to help out everything else, I mean, it's selfish. I mean, like, what gives us the right to continue on when we don't give a fuck about anything else? No other animals exploit and destroy things the way we do. So it's like, we're not good. We are being turned into something fucking evil. So I hope we can change, man. All right.